So a question some of you might be asking is, why screenwriting and why now? Well, why not? 20 years ago, I thought I would be riding a skateboard professionally for the majority of my adult life. That dream didn't happen. So I do work for a nonprofit organization as my full-time job, my day job, if you will. But I had this idea in 2016 to write a screenplay, and I read some books, mainly Sid Field screenplay. The first thing that pops up on Amazon, right? So it's got to be the right one to read the first go. So I read Sid Field screenplay, and I started writing a story about a dystopian future where there's a civil war in America, and essentially post-Civil War, there's a survivor who's trying to navigate staying inconspicuous as she navigates the rough terrain and landscape of bombed out cities and deforested land. So it was a great idea, I think. I still think it was a really cool concept. Maybe not the most original concept with a movie like Civil War coming out just in the last few years. And the political climate got real ugly, obviously, after 2016 as well. But I had that idea in the spring of 2016, started writing it. So I had a Mac computer, desktop computer, and I bought Final Draft for that, and really just started chipping away at trying to write the story, but realized fairly early on that I didn't know as much as I thought I knew about writing stories just from reading Sid Field's screenplay. But for 8 years, I sort of dabbled in and out of the idea of writing a screenplay. Well, in 2024, the idea came to me to write about some experiences that me and some friends had when we were in our early 20s, mid-20s, with religious organizations. I started developing that story and realized very quickly that by reading Story by Robert McKee, that you need a good outline before you do any other screenwriting work. So screenplay and story combined was kind of what guided me into writing my first draft of In Praise of Doubt. So this, when I finished it, first screenplay, I wrote it in about 21 days. To my wife's credit, she put up with me being that obsessive about writing it, and I had 124 pages here total, front to back. I then went through and edited quite a bit, came up with around 120 pages, so I trimmed off about 4 pages, but that didn't exactly fit the bill either, because I started realizing through getting notes from different people, once I started sharing the screenplay, that I needed to cut some things and I needed to make some things a little bit more sharply written. So now the story's down to about 107 pages. I've submitted it to 2 contests, the Stage 32 drama featuring contest, did not place, not upset about it. I got some really good notes from that experience to help me with that specific screenplay. And I got some really great notes from my friend Matt Maduri. I'm not going to continue to enter In Praise of Doubt into contest at this point in time. I just have one contest that it's actively still being considered for, and I will talk more about that in a future episode. But I guess the takeaway of talking about all this is, people say, well, why would you start trying to pursue screenwriting when you live outside of Hollywood and you're nearly 40 years old? I say, why not, right? I think if I can do it at my age, if I can, get to that point where I'm getting an optioned screenplay or a agent or any of those things that people are striving for through their entire screenwriting careers, if I can do it, then anybody could do it. So I'm just kind of documenting my journey along the way here. So we'll see you next time.